So on page 419, we're going to learn more about time intervals. And time intervals mean that we need to count the time traveled. For example, when something starts and when something ends, the time in between is called time intervals, if you remember from elapsed time. So here, the question says, Fahad, do you want to read the question to us?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Javier began working on his ocean project at 1:30 p.m. He spent 42 minutes painting a model of Earth and labeling an ocean.
The
at
oceans.
the time. Does
Javier
finish working on his project?
Thank you, Fahad. So if you guys remember, in elapsed time, they give us the start of an activity. So for example, if an activity starts 30 minutes after 1, and they give us the end time of an activity. So for example, 40 minutes after 1. For time intervals, it's a little bit different because they're giving us the start time of the activity and they're telling us how long the activity lasted. So we're supposed to find the end time in this exercise or in this lesson. So here we are going to use a number line to find the ending time. So the question here is asking us to figure out when the activity ended. So to find the time on the number line, we need to know when Javier finished his project. To do that, we are going to count forward on the number line. And here they gave us 42 minutes. 42 minutes is the elapsed time of the activity. So it's how long the activity lasted or how many minutes it took. So we have the elapsed time and we are going to use it to count forward to find the end time. We started with 1:30 or 30 minutes after 1, and we're going to count by tens here. We're going to add 42 minutes until we reach the end time. So after we add the 42 minutes, we are going to So we're going to start by counting by tens. So here, when I count by 10, I'm going to make a jump and add 10 minutes. Yamin, when I add 10 minutes to 1:30, what time is it going to be? Yamin?
1:30. 1:40.
1:40. Excellent, Yamin. So I will write 1:40. When I add another 10 minutes, what is it going to be?
1:50.
1:50. Well done. 1:50. What about another 10 minutes?
1:60.
Can we say 1:60?
No.
So it's a new hour, right? So what's after 1 o'clock?
2.
2 p.m. So we're going to put 2 p.m. and put 0 in the minutes. We need to add another 10 because 10, 20, 30, and 40, we have 40 minutes. So when we add another 10, Yamin,
2 o'clock and 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So it's going to be 10 minutes after 2. And how many ones do we need to add here?
10.
How many do we have in the ones place? Look at 42. 2. So we need to add 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
So when I add 2 more minutes, what's the end time?
12.
12. So the end time is going to be 2:12 or 12 minutes after 2. Excellent, Yama. Thank you. Write the answers. You have your book open, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. Guys, try to make it more organized, okay? Because you can use your pencil. I can't use mine.
2:10.
Is 2:10 the last time, or is there something after it? Remember when we added the 2 minutes to 10?
Because I didn't see the number line very well. The last
Okay,
one I
no
didn't
problem. I'm
see.
going to write it again for all of you. Look at this question. They say the jump ends at 2:12, right?
Yeah.
So that tells you what time the project ended.
And 2:12.
Good job. So the time the number line ends is the same time the activity will end. Okay. We're going to do another way, and then I'm going to rewrite the number line for you guys. Thanks, Rana.
You're welcome.
So we're going to use a clock to find the ending time for the same question, but we're going to try another way to find the clock or the timing of the end of the activity. So Yazan, we know that the activity started at 1:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time we make a jump to another number, how many minutes pass?
5.
5 minutes. So help me count by fives here, please. When I make another jump, 5 plus 5 is?
10.
10. Then?
15.
Next.
20.
Then?
25.
25.
30.
30.
35.
35.
35. 40.
40. And I know that I'm going to stop at 40 because I know that only 42 minutes pass. So I need to stop at 40. After 40, I need to count by what? Do I need to count by ones or by fives or by tens?
Tens.
Look at the ones place. Now I already counted the 40 by tens. So now I need to count by ones because I have 2 in the ones place, right?
Oh, yes.
So 40 plus 1 is going to be?
46.
40 plus 1.
41.
41. And then another one?
42.
42. Thank you, Yazan. Zena, after I counted 42 minutes, what time is it here?
It's 2 o'clock.
And how many minutes?
12
12. AM or PM?
p.m.
PM. Well done, Zena. I'm going to rewrite the number line here for you guys. So 10 minutes plus 10 minutes. Please make sure your number lines are proper. Another 10, 150. Another 10, we said the 150 became 2 o'clock plus 10 to 10 plus 2 to 12. I'm going to give you guys a chance to write it. Here they're giving us the end time and they want us to find the start time, so it's the opposite. So we know that 11:15 is the end time and we want to find the beginning time. They gave us here the end time is 11:15 a.m. and the elapsed time, the time spent between each activity, is 25 minutes. So now we need to count backwards instead of forward. So we start at the end of the number line with when it's end time, and then we count backwards. We need to count backwards 25 minutes. So we're going to go back 10 minutes. Let's see, when I go back 10 minutes, what's 15 minus 10?
5.
5. So it's going to be 11:05 or 5 minutes after 11. I have 2 10s, so I need to do another minus 10. I need to subtract by 10 again. So here, if you don't know how to subtract by 10, right away you need to put it on top of each other so you can borrow, right? So I'm going to put it on top of each other here. 11 05 minus 10. Actually, I'm going to put the 10 on top. So I'm going to borrow here, and this will be 11. So 10 minus 5, Asil?
0.
10 minus 5. 10?
5.
Yes. 5. And then, because we know that if you have minus 10, right? So we know that we are going to divide 10 into 2 parts. We know that 10 is 5 and 5. So 5 minus 5 is?
0.
0. So we're going to cancel the first 5. And then we're going to start with a new hour. What's 11 minus 1? 11 minus 1, Asil?
10.
10. Good job. So 10, try to do it yourself next time. So 10 is the next number, and we know that 60 minus 5 is, let's try to borrow here to help you. You said before that 10 minus 5 is?
5.
5, and then the other 5, I'm going to put it down. So this is telling us that the hour here is 10, and the minutes is 55. Okay? So we have here 2 in the tens place. Thank you, Asil. And in the 5 place, in the ones place, Yusuf, what do I have in the ones place here?
2.
In the ones place?
5.
5. So I need to subtract one last time by 5 to find the start time. So 55 minutes minus 5 minutes is?
50.
50, yes, good job. So 10 minutes, or sorry, 50 minutes after 10 would be the start time. Yara, so we jumped back to what number?
To 10:50.
We jumped back to 10:50. And is it AM or PM?
AM.
It's AM. Good job. So 10:50 AM, and because we jumped back to 10:50 AM, the start time is going to be also 10:50 AM. So we're going to use a clock this time to count backwards. We're starting with 0 minutes at 11:15 because the activity is ending at 11:15, and we're going to go backwards. We're only going to count till 20 by tens and then 5 for the ones. So 5 minutes and then 10, 15, 20, and because we have 5 in the ones place, I'm going to count again by 5, so 25. So notice here how the time stopped at 10. So imagine the long hand is at 10, which means that it will be 50 minutes, and because it's 50 minutes, we need to subtract the hour by 1. So the hour was 11, and now the hour will be 10 because the long hand went back to 50 minutes. Fed, can you help me solve the first one?
Use the number line to find the starting time if the
Elapsed
time is 35 minutes.
Okay, so we know here that elapsed time is the time spent during the activity. So do we need to count backwards or forwards?
Activity.
We have the end time, so do we need to count back or count up?
Back.
Back. So first thing, I need to subtract how many minutes?
After wait a second.
How many do I have in the tens place?
3.
3. So I have 30. I need to subtract by
50.
3 times. I need to subtract by 10 3 times because I have 3 in the tens place. And how many do I have in the ones place?
5.
5. So I need to subtract by 5 only once, right?
450. Okay.
So 5, we know that 10 minutes minus 10 is? What's 10 minus 10?
10 minus 10.
0.
0.
Okay,
0.
so I will put 0 in my minutes here. And I know 0 is 60, so 60 minus 10 is?
60 minus 10.
60 minus 10.
It is, wait. It is, it is 70.
60 minus, we're subtracting, not adding.
Oh, 50.
50. So I will put 50 in the minutes, and because I'm back to 50, the 5 will become minus 1. 5 minus 1.
5 minus 1. 4.
4. And then 50 minus 10.
Huh?
50 minus 10.
40.
40. And then 40 minus 5.
40 minus 5. 35.
35. So this is my start time. 4:35 is my start time. And is it AM or PM?
AM.
PM. In the end time, they said PM, so I have PM here.